And I know you haven't seen me in a really long time. I don't even remember the last time we posted. It was probably over last winter break or something. I'm not sure. But I'm back and better than ever. And in my apartment, I don't know if I've shown you all my apartment. This is my kitchen. It's a mess. Don't look at it. Although I just showed you. There's so much to talk about. So basically, let's just start off with that it's finals week, and I'm not gonna fail class. I am failing currently, but there is hope to pass if I can get a C on the final. And like you would think, oh, a C, that's easy, that's doable. But I've gotten a 40 on the last 3 exams. And you know, I've really tried everything. I've exhausted all my options. Gone tutoring. Well, I tried to go to tutoring. The tutor ghosted me. I'm not even kidding. I went to tutor, showed up, did my due diligence as a college student, and the tutor was like, I'm not gonna come today. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's my life. This is my room. I'm packing to go home for break. I have a broken foot. Story time on how I broke my foot. Basically, this was the weekend before Halloween, or the week before Halloween, and we had a really bad ladybug problem in our apartment. Like, they would get in through this window by our kitchen, and there was just so many of them just surrounding our kitchen ceiling, around the light there. And it was really bad. It was not a good time. And me and my roommate were like tweaking out, and we're just like, how do we get rid of these ladybugs? So I look it up, and one of the options was to vacuum them. And I was like, Grace, like, I think we should just vacuum them. So we take a vacuum. Gracie's vacuuming them up. And she was like, okay, we're going to like bring them outside. And I was like, cool. So I put on these slippers. Slippers that don't have a back on them. They just were like the slide on slippers. And they're like, they have like a little bit of height to them. What's that called? Like a heel, like a thickness. I don't know what that's called. Can't think of it at the moment. So we bring these ladybugs outside. We had like this little handheld vacuum. Gracie is like, I'm scared. I was like, I'm scared. So she rips off the 2 pieces, throws them so that the ladybugs can just scatter, whatever. So I go up to one of the pieces and I'm like kicking it, making sure there's no ladybugs on it. Pick it up, ladybug free, safe. Gracie comes over, has her little piece that she had, and she kind of like shakes. I was recording. I have this all on video. She's like, she shakes it a little bit, and like something flies off of it, and I freak out, as one would. And I start running to the door, and as I'm running, my foot slips out of my slippers, and I hear a really loud crack. And I fall down, and I'm like, ow. Like, I've hurt myself so many times. I've sprained my thumb, I've partially torn a ligament in my calf, hurt my arm, my shoulder. I've probably just had about every injury that you can ever think of, and that was the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life. I immediately was like, Gracie, I just broke my foot. And Gracie like doesn't go to the doctor. Like, her parents are like really like weird about that stuff, so she immediately was like, you're fine, like, you're okay. And I was like, okay, like, I'm fine. So I wobble my way up to the apartment. I'm in excruciating pain. Just mind you, I'm not like a little girl when it comes to pain. I'm not like, oh, I feel like my phone isn't facing the right way. That's so much better. I'm so sorry for that angle that we started with. It was literally upside down. So just like ignore that and enjoy this for the rest of the video. Anyways, so Grace is like, you're fine, whatever. Get upstairs in excruciating pain. Not a little like whatever when it comes to pain, like hurt myself a lot, blah, blah. Grab some ice. I've hurt myself. I've sprained my ankle more times than I can count. And this was like a pain that I knew my ankle was more than sprained. Like, I was like, I've never felt this pain in my life. And so I'm putting ice on it. I have these little pain patches that my stepmom had given me for like, when you have like muscle pain, like they're these pain relieving patches. They smell like Nix Vapor Rub, and they work. They work really well. And my apartment's haunted, but that's a whole nother story. So I put it on the part of my foot that was hurting, as if a pain relieving patch is gonna work with my broken foot, whatever. Put it on to go to bed. My foot at first wasn't swollen either. Like, I was icing or whatever. Like, it didn't swell up right away either. And I was like, she's broken. Like, if I wake up tomorrow, my foot's swollen, like, it's broken. So, next morning I wake up in so much pain. Gracie has class. I text my other friend, Abby, and I'm like, I need to go to the doctor. Or, like, my foot's, like, she's broken. Like, I broke it last night. Like, I need to go to the doctor. So, Abby drives me to the doctor. We wait for like 3 hours in this waiting room, and I was so annoyed. I was like, I'm in pain. I don't even care at this point. At one point, I was like, what if I just leave? I don't even care. Like, my foot's, like, it'll fine, it'll heal, like, whatever. So, I go to the doctor. Finally, I get to see the doctor, take an x-ray. She comes back, she's like, you have a really, really small fracture, like, on the side of your foot. And she was like, you should be fine, like, to walk on it, though. And I was like, no, like, I can't walk on it. Like, it hurts. Like, I can't. That's not going to work. I was, like, really confused as to why she thought I could walk on it. I don't know what kind of fracture she saw, but I was in pain. So I was like, no, like, give me something. And so she's like, okay. So she gives me this weird, like, shoe. And she gave me crutches. Or I already had crutches. I was like, I had crutches from when I hurt myself last semester. So I was like, I have crutches. And she was like, just wear the shoe. I got chocolate on my sleeve. That's fine. Wear the shoe, stay on the crutches for like 2 weeks, and she was like, it'll heal. And I said, okay, cool, like, whatever. So, you know, I live in this apartment that is probably 1,000 years old and doesn't have an elevator. I'm on the second floor. So I'm, like, limping up the second floor. I've got these crutches, like, whatever, and I'm crutching around my apartment. At one point, I was like, screw this, and I just stopped using the crutches to get around the apartment because it's small. I was like, why am I using crutches right now? And I just would, like, hop around or, like, walk on, like, this side of my foot that didn't hurt. Because I hurt, like the inside portion of my foot. So, whatever. And then after, like, I think it was, so I heard it. And then Halloween weekend was coming up. And I was like, there's no way that I am going to Halloween weekend on crutches. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, whatever. So I decided that I'm going to go out in this little shoe that she gave me and just not use the crutches, which was fine. Did it hurt? Yes, but it didn't hurt as bad as it would have if I was just, like, walking on it because it was, like, a medical shoe. So the entirety of Halloween weekend, I was walking when I shouldn't have. That was my first mistake. And then after Halloween weekend, it just starts getting worse. And I'm like, you know, this might be my fault. Just, like, maybe. And so I also told my manager that I could, like, start working again. So I was also working while my foot was just broken. Like, it just, nothing was going right. And honestly, it started to feel better, like, a little bit. And then there was one night I was sitting in bed and I was kind of just, like, sitting, like, crisscross applesauce, like this. And I had this leg on my broken foot and I went to get up and I put, like, all of my body weight on my foot. And all of a sudden I just hear, like, this crack, like I did when I first broke it. And I fell off my bed. I was on FaceTime with my friend, and I started screaming to my roommate. I was like, Gracie, I broke my foot again, whatever. And so I start to, like, get up, and I was like, no, like, I didn't. I was like, there's just no way that getting up off my bed did that. Like, that's not possible, whatever. If I say whatever one more time, just, like, slap me, I don't know. So I start walking around the apartment trying to see if, like, I actually did, like, or if it feels worse. And it did hurt a little bit worse at first, but then it was, like, fine. I was like, whatever. Like, this is okay. So I go back to work. I think I worked on, like, the next Sunday or something. And there was a Vikings game, so I was running around a lot. And I remember just being in so much pain my entire shifts. And I was like, this just isn't normal. Flash forward, like, a month later. I'm still in pain. Just, if not the same pain, maybe a little bit worse. And so I was like, okay, obviously I'm not healing. Like, I was supposed to heal 2 weeks ago. What's going on? So I go to the Twin Cities Orthopedics, which is by my house, which is where, like, all the Vikings players go. Like, I went there last time I hurt my calf. Like, they know what they're doing. They're not, like, a small town, like, doctor that I have here at college. So I go there. They do x-rays on me. He sees the initial fracture that my other doctor saw, but tells me that it's a metatarsal fracture, which, if you don't know, is, like, the bone that's by your foot. And mind you, when I first hurt my foot, it only hurt on the side, But then after I got out of bed that one day, it started hurting towards my toes. So I was like, I made it worse. Like the fracture has spread. So knowing that my fracture spread and now I'm in even more pain, my doctor, or the TCO doctor, he goes, yeah, it's just like a metatarsal like fracture. Like, he's like, yeah, on the x-ray, it's so small. He was like, it's super small. Like, you should be fine. Like, you can like walk. And I was like, no, I can't. I said, that's funny again. That's not happening. So he gives me this little ankle boot, and he goes, use this. And he was like, I want to get an MRI because you shouldn't be in this much pain if it's just this fracture. Like, you should be fine by now, especially since it's not healing. He was like, I'm scared that it's one of your ligaments. Like, you might need surgery. And I said, surgery? Surgery? Like with, like, the knife that, like, stabs you? I said, that's funny. Over a ladybug, mind you. This is all over a ladybug. I'm going through all this pain for months over a ladybug, mind you. So I wait a week. This is Thanksgiving. I had this doctor's appointment right before Thanksgiving. Mind you, I miss 2 of my classes right before Thanksgiving break because I went home the Friday before Thanksgiving break for a concert. I was planning on going back to school and then driving all the way back home, whatever. But I couldn't do that because I had this doctor's appointment and I couldn't really drive on my foot, so I did miss 2 of my classes. Big deal. Turns out to be a big deal later on in the story. So Thanksgiving break goes by. That Sunday, I have the MRI. Go to get my MRI done. I don't know anything yet. I have a doctor's appointment that Wednesday. So I have to drive. So, mind you, I'm driving all the way back to school Sunday after my MRI just to drive back to school drive back home Tuesday night to go to my 9 a.m. doctor's appointment on Wednesday. Initially, I was just going to stay at home until Wednesday, but I was doing really, really bad in this class that I heard about earlier, my accounting class, and so I was like, I can't miss any more of this class. Like, I don't really care. Wasting all my gas. Drive all the way back to school. I'm still able to walk with this boot on. Like, I have no restrictions yet. Go home Tuesday. Go get my license renewed before I go to the doctor because I'm turning 21 in like a week. So I wanted to get my license renewed. Anyways, that's not even relevant to the story, so I didn't get it on track. So I go to the doctor. I see the same doctor as I did before. He's like a special foot doctor. And before he even comes into the room, I hear him out in the hallway go, oh, that's great news. And I said, good news. Like, I was stressed that I was going to need to get like my foot chopped off or something. So he comes in and he's like, I have amazing news. Mind you, not even just he comes in. It's like him, his like tech person, and then a whole nother man comes in. I'm like, why is there a team of doctors coming into this room right now? But so he comes in and he's like, your MRI didn't show like anything super concerning. He was like, you did, however, really, really badly sprain one of your ligaments, which is the Liz Frank ligament in my foot. And he was like, if I sprained like the top of it, he was like, if you would have done anything to the bottom of it or like the side of it or something like that, like you would have needed surgery. And I was like, bless the Lords that whatever. So he's like, you sprained like the top, and it was like in between my toes, which is where I was like having some of the pain while I was walking. So he was like, how are you feeling? Like, do you feel like you're able to walk on it? And I was like, nope, I still can't do that. Like, it still hurts really bad. He's still confused as to why I'm in so much pain. You know, it's been over a month, like almost 2 months at this point. He's like, dude, I'm like, dude, I don't know. Like, I could not tell you. So he tells me I have to stay off for another 2 weeks. And that's where we're at right now. I got a cute little knee scooter for when I'm going like around campus, but I have crutches for here. But again, it's stupid just to use crutches around the apartment. So I have been walking on it, but I've been trying to keep my boot on as much as possible, which has been helping. Honestly, it's been, I think now like 8 weeks and almost 8 weeks, and she's feeling better. It's like doesn't hurt as bad when I like walk, and I've been keeping my boot on and I haven't been having that much pain. I've also been icing it. He did give me these pills, like metamorphin or something like that, and he was like, oh, like my patients like love how it makes them feel. I took one the other day and I generally thought I was tweaking. Like it was fine. Like I just felt really, really calm. I don't know what's in those pills, but I took one one day, and then I took another, and then I haven't taken one since because I felt like I was like I felt like I hit a cart or like smoked a bowl of weed without like the tweaking part. Like I just felt high, which you would think is nice, but for me, I have really bad anxiety, so I did not like that feeling. So I have 30 pills. I've taken 2 of them. I was supposed to take them every day, but not doing that. So he told me that if it's not better by the 12-week mark to go back, but I'm feeling good. I think I should be fine by my 21st. I'm just scared to even just like not wear the boot anymore. Like I feel like I'm gonna have to wear the boot for the rest of my life because I'm like, I don't want to be in pain ever again. And if I like try too early, I'm gonna hurt it some more because I have really weak and brittle bones. Like I hurt myself all the time. So back to why it was important as to why I missed this class. The class before winter break was it was a chapter. We had learned a whole chapter in that day, which comes to be the hardest chapter of the freaking semester, honestly. And I also had missed our review for our final exam that Wednesday that I had to go home for my appointment. So on Thursday, I went to his office hours and like got the review or whatever and just was like, I'm gonna fail your class. Like, I'm not doing too good. And he's like, yeah. So I don't know one of the chapters because I missed that class day and I've been trying to study and stuff, but I'm not good at math and accounting is really, really hard. So basically I have that final on Wednesday and here I am making a YouTube video instead of studying. So if that says anything about who I am as a student, I don't know what does. But I have B's in all my other classes, so I'm chill in every other aspect except for that class. Super fun. So yeah, that's my life. Hope you enjoyed this TED Talk. Pray that my foot heals because I'm kind of over it. Also, a side note, I had these butterfly not these earrings. I had butterfly earrings in that I put in freshman year of college. I'm a junior now. Had not taken them out once. I had them in for almost 2 years straight. And I went to get my MRI and she was like, you have to take off all your jewelry. Mind you, I had never taken off these earrings, so I was trying really hard. Like, I had these nails on, but I was like, took me probably 10 minutes, could not take them off. I got to the MRI tech and I was like, hey, like, I can't get my earrings off. Like, this is a problem. So when she tries to take them off, she's like, it looks like I had rubber backs in, which never do that. Never leave rubber backs in. Learn my lesson the hard way. She's like, it looks like they, like, melded around your earring. Like, they're, like, stuck. She put a magnet up to them. It was fine. Didn't affect them right. So I go home. I tell my dad, I was like, my earrings are stuck in my ear. He grabs some pliers and gets them out. He's just magical. I don't know how he did it, but he did. So now I have these Kilo diamond earrings and that my grandma gave me that have metal backs. So, and I'm never leaving earrings in for that long ever again. I'm, like, gonna take these out soon just to like let my ears breathe or whatever. But yeah, so that was my story time of how I broke my foot, aka doing stupid stuff, and now life is good. That's kind of my only update for right now that's like relevant to like the world to see. So me and my boot say goodbye and I hope you have a great time.